tired of hearing these, but the decision has been made. We're going to build the jail at the site where we have decided to build it. That decision has been made. So there's no need to waste your time trying to convince us to change our mind. The decision has been made.
My name is Gwendolyn Holden. I live at 8150 West Point Drive. I'm a taxpayer. I'd rather not have a jail. I'd like to have my roads paved. You know, I don't understand. I just don't. Maybe one day I will, but I don't right now. You all were voted in by your constituents to save money, to keep our roads paved, to keep our things picked up and things done for your constituents. But yet you're more concerned about people that are in jail. They get better benefits than people that live out here on this earth. They get to go take helicopter rides to go to Knoxville. They get their teeth fixed. They get their medicine. They have Debbie cakes with coffee and TV. They get GEDs. And I know we have state laws, but what about laws for hard-working taxpayers? I don't understand the system. I don't. And you know what? I've worked all my life. And I thank God that I was able. I've never had welfare and food stamps. I've never been in jail. Now, I visited people in jail, but I've never been in jail. I've always worked. I was raised to work and to do your part. You know what? This system is going to hell, and it ain't going to be long, because look around you. Like the virus I talked about one time, it's here. That ain't all it's not going to come here. And you know, the United States has been blessed by God.
But that's preaching, I believe.
And people don't even appreciate it. Hey, I'm going to talk about God anytime I want to. This is a free country. You served it, and you should really serve God.
Anyone else? If not, we'll move on to old business. There is none. New business, the Justice Center Construction Management Services, County Mayor report.
One thing that we haven't settled on as far as the Jail Justice Center project is what's called a delivery system. And that's the type of system who's gonna, how's the contractor gonna be selected, who's gonna supervise it, that kind of selection process or delivery process. What Mosley is recommending is that we use a general contractor to build the facility. We go through a pre-qualifying process that they will head it up, where they'll pre-qualify the contractors who are interested in the project, make sure they can meet the bonding requirements, make sure they have the subcontractor network, make sure that they have the jail experience, construction experience that we want. And so that would be, I guess that's at the top of the delivery system, and that who's actually going to build the building would be a general contractor who'd be selected through a pre-qualifying process. Then the next step would be a project manager that would be hired by the county and would report to the county, who would get involved in the construction drawing phase of the planning. We're in the construction development phase now, which they'll report in April, the finish of that phase of the planning, and then enter into the construction drawing phase. The project manager would represent the county alongside of the architect to, so that he knows all the plans, he can make any suggestions on materials or the design, that he has experience knowing that would save money or make the facility more efficient. So that would be the project manager. And what this document before you is a draft of a RFP for project manager services. And a couple of things that we have questions on, that we want information from you is how do you want the I guess project manager selected? What is proposed is that there would be a committee formed. We would suggest that, I guess the question before you is, do you want the county commission to serve as that committee? And we interview all the applicants for the position, or those who submitted their qualifications? Or do we want to form a committee with some commissioners, some sheriff's department folks, the architect would be on it, our maintenance, I think our maintenance supervisor needs to be on it, the mayor, and so that would be another option as far as who would make up the committee, and then the committee would come and make a recommendation to the full commission, or to this committee, and then this committee make a recommendation to the full commission. So that's I guess the biggest issue that needs to be addressed by the commission is, who do you want to serve as the review committee? There's still a few other points that we got feedback from the architect today, that we have a duplication of services and a couple of items in the document. We'll take those out because there's no sense in us paying for the same service twice. The primary objective of the project manager is that they would represent us. And so if let's say the design is part of the design that's over designed, they point that out, then we'll know it and we can go from there. Or if they have alternative materials that can be used that might be less expensive, or systems.
Bill, is that a bid deal?
It's professional services, so it has to be based on qualifications, and then we negotiate the fee. So we take qualifications first, and then we choose who the top applicant is, and then negotiate a fee. And then if you can't meet an agreement, then you go to the next one.
How do you find out who's qualified that may want to bid on this thing?
We've got a list of folks that.
Qualified people?
Is one of the criteria, that you have prior work in a penal facility?
If that's what you want, yes.
I mean, I know there's a lot of construction managers out there that build buildings, but I didn't know if it'd be advantageous to look at something where somebody had been a part of the jail.
We have a matrix, a measurement matrix, a point system, so to speak, that we would measure the applicants in. Part of it is their experience in the corrections industry, and that is part of that matrix.
That's not really mandatory, though. I mean,
My opinion, Wayne, I would want somebody who's built a jail. That's my opinion. If I was voting, I would want somebody who had very experience.
you're looking about pouring footers, pouring concrete.
You don't
and
qualify.
putting in steel.
Ideally, you'd want an architect and who's had that background, and then building and jail. That's well-rounded, and maybe hard to find.
There's firms that do that. They manage projects.
And some of them have already expressed interest.
Yeah.
They want to be involved in the bidding
Now-
process,
now, this
negotiation.
in I apologize. On the agenda, the title is Construction Management Services. It's not Construction Management Services. If you look at the RFP, it's Project Management. As we were going through the document at the end of last week, we changed the title because the scope of the project suits project management more than construction management. Construction managers have to have a general contractor's license.
Those that you have already, they're bonded up to that, what we need, right? They're bonded.
Well, that's a question that we've got to answer between now and the, I guess, the interview process is and in conversations I've had with folks on the project management side, I don't think bonding's necessary, but I need to verify that. And now, if it was project or construction management, there would need to be some bonding.
Mayor, this may be rhetorical, but this whole idea is to work for the county. To
Correct.
save us, to watch out for us, to be our eyes. I mean, like they'll be on site daily.
Correct. As often as we want to. Now,
Just like Commissioner Neesmith pointed out, the concrete, you got to make sure that concrete does meet the specifications. Or, you know, they may water it down, and then you've got problems in the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Madisonville,
Yeah.
that floor cracked all over the place. Everybody missed the boat there.
in the architect's contract, okay, their inspection fee is like for monthly inspections. And the project manager would be there a minimum, I would think, of 3 days a week, you know, depending on the phase of the construction.
Also, I mean, they're watching out for our costs, making sure something's not being taken advantage of. They're working for us.
They are our advocate, yes.
The architect tells them how deep to make the footing, how much concrete. So he works with architects too,
Yes,
but he answers to the county.
correct,
About like Madisonville.
correct.
Mr. Chairman, we involved the entire commission in the selection of the architect, and that procedure worked out fine. And so I would move that the entire commission be involved in the selection of the project manager.
We have a motion.
I second it.
Discussion, question. Should we not involve some of the jail staff or any of those?
We can advise,
We invite,
we can, I mean,
Yeah, they can
I
be
think that
advised.
would be
okay.
proper. You'd have I think the architectural firm needs to be involved, the jail administration needs to be involved.
In this
Our maintenance,
case,
our maintenance.
this is an employee of the county,
Yeah.
and I think we have that responsibility of making the decision, you know.
I agree with the mayor, though. I'd like for an advisory committee to be there to, you know, interject.
I have no problem with that, I think, and, you know, assume.
Yes, okay.
We have a motion. I need a second. Have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
One other thing associated with this, Commissioner, or Mr. Chairman, is the delivery system of pre-qualified general contractors. We need to give the architects, we don't have to decide today, but I think the project manager kind of leads us down that path, is that what we want to do, is go through, hire a general contractor, pre-qualify them, you know, bid it out, and then you choose the contractor that has the best bid. And we need some guidance on that.
We'll hire that contractor. We hire the property, the manager.
I think we need to have a project
school system did.
Yeah.
I guess, all right, here's my question. You can do, there's different delivery methods as far as the actual construction. There's what they call the design, bid, build, which is what I'm talking about with the general contractor. You design it, you bid it, you build it. Then there's the construction manager, where you hire a construction manager and they bid out everything, and they manage the contract. And then there's the construction manager at risk, which sets they manage the whole project and set a minimum price for it. I need direction on which method you want to use so that the architect can prepare the specifications that way. And I guess what I'm recommending, just based on the path we're going down, is the pre-qualified general contract. That method, which is the design, bid, build.
Do you need us to decide?
Because the architect needs to know.
So the architects will pre-qualify the general contractor.
Yes, the architect and the project manager.
Will
Yes.
and then the commission or the committee will approve or disapprove or approve that decision, and
That's one detail I'm not sure, Chris. I would think so, that we would submit the list of pre-qualified contractors and then bid it from there.
So we just need a motion and a second to take that.
What's the cost differential in doing them the three different ways? Do we know? Some of them seem like they were a little bit more cost and really serving no additional function, if I understood correct.
You're paying, in construction management, either way, you're paying a construction management premium. And I guess the theory is that doing it that way, you would save in construction the cost of that fee.
Which is the design, bid, build.
That's the traditional. The design, bid, build is the traditional way of doing it. That's what the school system's doing with West Tide.
And I make a motion to do the design, build. I'll make that as a motion.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Item 4B, architect engineering services for Hill Property Development.
I've been discussing with about 3 different firms the project of the development of the Hill property. This is in the qualification stage of the selection process, and we're right now going through the pricing stage of the project. So I'll bring that to you at the commission meeting. I just want to be sure that we have this on the agenda for the commission meeting. I'll bring you the pricing information being of the 3 companies.
Item 4C, core drilling bids.
I asked Chairman Horner to add a couple of items to the agenda. One is the core drilling that's needed for where the support beams and other items for the building. The architect has given us, and the engineers have given us the locations for where the support beams will go, and we've issued, or in the process of issuing, an RFP for the core drilling. We'll have the results of those bids on commission day. Just want to be sure that's added to the agenda. And then item D, which I asked Chairman Horner to add, is the purchase of the Wilder property. We should have a contract signed this week, and I'll bring it to you at commission for approval.
What that ended up,
Well, it's all, they submitted today their response to the proposed contract. And, there's some language in there we need to review. So, the total, the price right now is around $450. No, sorry, $450, $350.
thought you jumped on it.
Yeah, $350.
Do we have a real estate man like the city has, like we used to have, does that?
And that's included, his fees included.
Do we pick the one?
I use Paul Lavelle, who we have contract with.
Does that run out for like,
Yeah, it's expired.
it's expired?
Any more discussion? Item 5A, items of interest, see none, that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman Horner. This time we'll recognize Chairman Steph of the Calendar and Rules Committee.
Mr. Chairman, call to order the Calendar and Rules Committee, and we're wishing to address the committee at this time.
Reporting from Joe Stevens Road. The ways you can save money are eliminate a new Justice Center and simply do a renovation of the existing Justice Center. For $5 million versus $20 million, $15 million savings. You haven't really looked at, but based on what Coffee County and these other counties have done, with a 1 level or 1.5 level type structure, you could probably save 10 million minimum, maybe more. You don't have to keep going down this route. And then, of course, the whole idea is we postpone it for a couple of years, everything comes due, you start having to staff it, and then comes the tax increase. Or maybe you're pork bellying it right now, and then you have this horrible fear of 34 cents, and yet you know it won't take that much. Perhaps that's the strategy. You see it work that way all the time. Throw out something awful, and then they think, oh, we only got semi-awful, that's good. These are taxpayers. And you sit here and throw things out. Nobody, or I don't say nobody, but very few of you know what's being talked about. I'm not even sure what you just decided. I could barely hear over here whether it was design. I assume it's putting it out to competitive bids on the construction. Although there was discussion of construction management options, but you can't tell what's going on here. But you can save money if you would stop. And $20 million or 25 is nothing to sneeze at. Taxpayer dollars. Taxpayer dollars.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Darrell Harwood, I live on Ella Road in Morristown. As I'm supposed to, I will address my comments to the chairman. I have seen people called out before for trying to address other people or citizens, and Mr. Shipley is correctly called out. You address your comments to the chair, so I will do that, sir. At a previous commission meeting, I seen a lady get up and talk about filing a lawsuit against the county to force them to obey the law. I then seen a member of this commission get up and get behind the podium and call it a frivolous lawsuit and turn around and address that lady. That commission member was never called out for doing that. Only citizens get called out for addressing something besides the chair. The rules only apply to the citizens out here. It don't apply to certain people. They're special and above that law. The lady's lawsuit was called frivolous for asking the court to force the county to obey the law. Yet 5 minutes later, the county files a lawsuit against a lady for running a camera. She's not breaking the law. She's not breaking a law. She's not breaking a statute. She's going against a guideline. You tell me which lawsuit's frivolous. I think it's quite obvious which one's filing the frivolous lawsuits. And the way that y'all can sit up here and split hairs like that, you're hypocrites. You think the law applies to us, but not you. You're about to find out something different. It applies to y'all more than it does us. If y'all are the ones who want to be elected and sit in those chairs, you need to obey it even more than anyone else. You need to be held more accountable than a common citizen. And all of you out here, as to the best of my knowledge, say that you're Christians. Well, go home tonight, get that Bible and blow the dust off of it, and read what it says about hypocrisy and hypocrites.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
Give me a minute to get there, dear.
No problem.
My name's Edna Green, I step in who I am, I live at 3981 Cameron Road. Against the discussion was about the property tax increase. Miss Arwine informed me that Mr. Britton had told her on election day that it wasn't going to be 34 cents. And my question is, why aren't the rest of us aware of that? Are we not part of the situation? Is it not our money you're spending? Do you not think we have a right to know? When I asked the question of her, she told me she didn't know. So I'd like to see you ask some hard questions. I'd like to see you stand up and act like men and women. I'd like to see you get point blank about some expenses and ask, what is it for? Mr. Neesmith asked about the $10,000 odd item on the jail. My question was it the Dodge Charger where the young man got killed? Because I had the opportunity to see it, and I was amazed that it cost $10,000 to fix it. Why are you not checking things? Why are you not standing up and doing the job you were put in to do? And all taxpayers should have the right to spend their opinion without somebody interrupting them. That is not only rude, it is out of order with our church. I don't know about yours. Thank you.
Anyone else?
My name's Ed Cox, I live on Bolton Ridge Mountain. We all voted, every one of them people in here for the money. Every time they have paid taxes, property taxes, wheel taxes, but everybody in here fuss about what the taxes. What do you think they're doing? They're paying the same thing. People's got business, everything. Then the jail, where's the sheriff? The sheriff never even stay up there in the jail. You cannot get hold of him. You all bought him a decent car, a high-priced car. He didn't need that big high-priced car. Why ain't you up there in jail half the time when you need to see him? Why ain't you in here talking and listening to people like to talk in jail? And people, why in the devil they're in the jail in the first place? They have to break the law. Well, you got a family? Would you want somebody to come in there and shoot your wife or kids or rape them and everything? And that boy up there, you ever listen to the radio, they arrest him for public drunken. But you don't know because you ain't got the officer yet. He might took dope before they ever got him in the jail. Slaughters on dope. And that's all I got. But I do hear all the people fuss about all them people's in here. But they're nice people. They got to pay the bills too. They got properties. Well, you think they're fussing about raising taxes and everything. But they do have to pay their own bills too. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else?
Larry, I've got something. I explained it a while ago. My neighbor, Billy Moses, called Barry Poole. I know he's on his own. He does what he wants to. He's a elected official. There was about 15 loads of trees put on my road from a used to be drug house. They went in there with a four-wheel drive, hooked a chain to it, and pulled all those trees, those scrub trees, and a 40-foot telephone pole. And they brought it out, and he didn't put any of it on his land. He come out on that road and put some that that Doc Buell's property, he blocked it. He made that turn, he put it on Billy Moyer's property. On up from a turn, he put it on R.G. Moyer's property. Back up, go down the road, he put it on my property. Go across the road, he put it on that property, which is David DeFuqua, agricultural teacher at West High School. Put it on his property. Coming on out the road, he put it on, used to be Stick Morgan, who died, Denver Morgan. They put it on his property. Well, Barry picked up about 3 or 4 loads of it, and Billy asked him the other day, he said, your truck just come up by the house here, and went out there to Wayne Eastman's turnaround, and turned around and come back out, and picked up about 3/4 of a load, 12-hour load of brush. And he come down the road and went and left. He called Barry, and Barry said he wasn't gonna pick that up. He wasn't gonna pick any of that brush up. That it's the people's fault that put it there. And my neighbor wants to know, who does he sue? Does he sue that man? Does he sue the county? This has been going on since the 15th day of August. And if this was happening to any of your guys' property, you'd be ticked off like I am. I went down today to see the boy over at McKinney, and he wasn't in, but he come out and took pictures of it. Limbs hanging out in the road, people run into it with their cars.
Who put it there?
I don't know what do you do?
Oh, sure.
Huh?
They call the sheriff.
Call the sheriff?
Who put it out there, was it?
I think you load it up, take it down to Barry Poole's house.
Who put it out there?
Put it there.
You take Joe Huntsman a load, they hired Shipley 2 or 3 loads.
Yeah, they get over.
Bill Britton, this
Wayne,
man wants to know what's going on.
I appreciate it.
How does he handle it?
Who put it out there?
McKinney has told me he's working on it, but I
Who
haven't.
did?
Mr. McKinney.
Oh,
I did talk to him, and he said that he would get with Mr. Poole, and they'd work something out, and I haven't heard.
well, they got a meeting tomorrow at 5 o'clock at the county garage. Me and my neighbor's gonna be out there, we're gonna see what's going on.
Do you know who put it out there?
It's not our, we shouldn't be going to that man and put it out there. My thing is, Barry's gonna pick up all this brush, not just. But when the truck comes by, you place right where the brush is at, that's empty, that's got a 3/4 or a wheelbarrow load of 2x4s on it, why don't he stop and pick it up? And that's been going on for 3 months. It happened in August, pretty good time.
Thank you, Chairman, I really appreciate that. Any old business?
I wasn't hardly through, Jim, but you go ahead.
There ain't no business. 4A, review the regular counter items. Have a motion with the additions and subtractions, if you're looking for regular counter item. On 3, addition of 3C, board equalization, add to regular calendar. Go down to 5A and B, we'll withdraw 5A and B from Public Service Committee. Remove those from the regular calendar. That'll automatically remove 6A and B, withdraw both of those of A and B. Go down to the 9 with the Finance Committee. We will add that 10, item 10, employee life insurance, I'll add to the Finance Committee, add to regular calendar items. Also go down to 11, the Jail Justice Center Project Committee. We'll add C and D, CB core drilling bids, and D, the water property project. Do I have a motion to add those items, subtract those items to the regular calendar items?
So moved. Second.
Motion, do we have a second? Second, any discussion? All approved, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 4B, review the consent calendar items. a motion? So moved. We have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All approved, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. That's all I have, Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman Stepp. We stand adjourned.